The murder of Stronghold on the Appalachian Trail in 2019, James Jordan may be gaining his freedom. We've got Whispers, our northern correspondent. He's going to bring us up to speed on what's going on up north. We got good news coming from the ATC, but it's coming a little too soon, and they got the cart before the horse. And we got Thru-hiker updates coming right to you from the Thru-hikers that are out there on trail, including one summit and one summit that's coming up that's going to be awesome. All this and a whole lot more information coming at you right now. Let's go ahead and get started. So the biggest thing, what I led off with, and that is that James Jordan, who murdered Ronald Sanchez, trail name was Stronghold, murdered in 2019, he may be gaining his freedom. So currently he is serving in a mental institution in Virginia, and he has been adjudicated already, meaning he has gone to trial and been found not guilty by reason of insanity. So he is he's not incarcerated. He is in a mental institution and confined there. He is going to, and his team of doctors and lawyers are going to petition the court for him to be released on unsupervised outings, meaning he can go without anybody out into the world amongst us, out onto hiking trails. And so that's a scary proposition for a lot of people and just a complete injustice to the hiker community. So there's some things you can do about it. And before I tell you that, let me say that, of course, the reason he's getting to do this is because eventually this is going to lead to him getting out completely. And he's going to be out there. So he has been diagnosed with a psychotic disorder that they are treating with medicine. But that medicine is not a cure. That medicine is strictly a management. So he will always have to take his medicine. So currently he's taking his medicine like he's supposed to of his own volition while he's been monitored 24/7. And he's probably done some other things that he has had success with where he's committed in the facility there. And so this is just the next step to test if he's ready to go out there. And of course, we're going to be the guinea pigs out there for whether or not he decides to, once he gets outside of the facility, to take his meds like he should, because there's a world of difference between taking your meds under supervision and taking them when you get out there. And so that's a big concern for me. I don't know if it's a concern for you or not. Leave a comment down below. But in any case, there's a Victims Witness Assistance Program in Virginia, and you can write to Annette Cox, and I'll leave her email address down below, and you can voice your opinion and your fears about that, because obviously the Sanchez family, who lost a brother and a son, were affected by this. So was Kirby Morrell, who was the individual that was stabbed somewhere around 9 times and bears those scars for life. She was affected by that, and the husband-wife team that escaped without any physical damage, but they were certainly mentally damaged and will be so the rest of their lives. So all of these folks, including the trail community, us, have been affected by that. And so you can write to Annette Cox and you can let her know how that's affected you. There's some folks out there who tell me that they're scared to go out there on trail because of this event. And because of this murder, it's made us look at each other different out there on the trail. Whereas before, strangers were just kind of accepted all in the family. And now I think we kind of take a little jaded look at somebody before we kind of get comfortable with them. So there's a lot of trauma that's out there. The least of which is the trail community, but nonetheless, it's there. And so I want to crash Annette Cox's email box and to let her know how we feel about it. We want a hearing. We want it to be public, and we want all this information to be public. So you have now 12 days until August 13th to get that to Annette Cox. So please write that letter and do that. I'll leave a link to a template letter that I wrote down below. You can take that and put it in your own words. But I would urge you to do that. The family the Ronald Sanchez has asked the trail community to once again rally around them. They are so thankful of what we've done previously to rally around them. And I appreciate everything the trail community did to do that. And so once again, they've asked that we do that. And so I certainly have already written my letter, and I know tons of other people have contacted me and done that before. I'll leave a link at the end of this video, or I'll put it up here actually. And that was to a video that I put out a little more in length about this developing situation with James Jordan. Thank you for remembering Stronghold. The family thanks you for remembering Stronghold and supporting them, and for carrying on what he meant to us and the life that he led. Now let's move on to what's going on up north. So Whispers reports in that the Mahoosucs, he spent several days out there in the Mahoosucs. He spends a lot of time out there on trail, and so he's got firsthand knowledge of what's going on up north. And he was in the Mahoosucs. He said it is dry. He said particularly between the south side of Mount Success and Speck Pond. He goes, even though they've had a lot of water up there, all the water sources are dry besides at the shelters. And he says the sources on the north end of Mahoosuc Notch in particularly are dry. So, and he said none of the other regular on-trail sources are usable right now. So if you're going through the Mahoosucs, you need to camel up. Whenever you're in that area, take advantage of whatever water you can, treat it, and camel up there, and then take what you can with you because you're not going to be able to count on water moving in front of you. Now, some good news, bad news, ATC cart before the horse. So the good news is, I suppose, is that they have opened up Iron Mountain Gap in Tennessee. So you'll recall Iron Mountain Gap really, I think, took the brunt of the devastation from Hurricane Helene when it came through. And the Tennessee Eastman Hiking Club got in there and busted their butts to get logs sawn out of the way and get it open for 2026 thru-hikers come through here. I mean, it was the miracle work they did. They poured days and days each week into getting out there on the trail and getting the trail to where people could get through. Of course, they've been maintaining that section the whole time too, with the exception of the part that was closed. So there was a section approximately from Cherry Gap up to on the south side up to the orchards on the north side of Iron Mountain Gap that was closed because they were going to do logging up there. So they did do the logging. The logging is now complete. The problem is the trail maintainers were not allowed to get in there and make any improvements. Of course, there was a detour in place for hikers to get around there, but trail maintainers, they were not allowed to get in there. And so all heavy equipment running through there has wrecked that place. And not only that, it's all been growing up ever since Hurricane Helene came through and leveled the place, and now it's been open to sunshine. Weeds have been just growing up. So the ATC, of course, the U.S. Forest Service is actually the one, that's their jurisdiction up there. And so they have ended that closure on the 5.5 miles and reopened it up there. Where the ATC got the cart before the horse is, they published that. So not many people go to the U.S. Forest Service and publish stuff like that. So there's really, and the reason I say that is because the section that is open now because they're done with logging is not safe. It's really not even hikeable because of all the overgrowth. The trail, by ATC's own admission, you're not going to be able to see the trail in places through there. And so what they have indicated on the north side is there is a road, a Forest Service road, which is a kind of a dirt road, and that is accessible. And that's on Novo miles 364.8 to 366. I've also heard from trail maintainers that road is in good shape there, and you can get through there. But on the south side, it's a wreck. And the bad part about it is that also, to add insult to injury, the ATC did not tell the trail maintainers this was going to happen. And they had just been in meetings with the folks up there in that ranger district, and nobody gave them fair warning. Nobody gave them time to get up there and get the trail cleared to where it was safe for people to get in there. And so while it may be open and it may be legal for you to go through there, it's not safe, and you're probably not going to be able to find your way through there. So that was a complete injustice that the ATC did. And that's what they're supposed to do, is work in conjunction with trail maintainer clubs. So I don't know why they did that. I've done my best since the new CEO and president has been in there to not throw shade on the ATC, but I'm getting kind of tired of holding back because that to me is just the wrong thing to do. And so trail maintainers now, they're going to start Tuesday. They're going to get in there and they're going to try to bust it once again and get the trail safe. One day is not going to be able to make it happen. But there's just too much damage that's in there, but they're going to try to do their best. So there's a lot of trail the dirt's got to be put back, and where the ruts are from the equipment, that's got to be fixed. And of course, all the overgrowth, whatever they left in there as far as logs and things like that the loggers didn't get in, because if you ever see anything logged, it's always a dadgum mess. And so they're going to have to get in there, and so they're going to start doing that cleanup over the next week or so, but it's going to be very difficult to find a footpath there, and the trail maintainers say that, and so does the ATC. Trail maintainers have indicated to me they are going to get that section on the south side first, and then they will probably not get it starting to cutting the trail out, because that Forest Service road does have access in there that really closely parallels the AT. They won't start that on the north side sometime until the fall. So if you go through there, I'd like somebody to send me some pictures or video of what it looks like now. It just now got opened within the last day or so. So I may go up there this week and take a look at it myself. But otherwise, if somebody's out there can send me some pictures or video of what it looks like right now and what hikers are going to be up against, I'll publish that, because I want you to see what you're going to have to deal with when you get up there. The Tennessee Eastman Hiking Club, they've already been giving orders or been given direction from the Forest Service to start decommissioning the detour. So they've often opened up the section that was closed lock, stock, and barrel, and are getting rid of the detour around there. So that's not going to be an option. They've told them to start pulling out steps and stairs that they put in, and any type of thing they did that they can remove that made it hikeable, to get rid of that. So no coordination, no warning, just boom, go. So sorry to hear that, guys up there at Tennessee Eastman. I know you guys have busted it, and I am sorry that y'all are having to deal with lack of communication from the ATC and from the Forest Service up there. I know the Forest Service, by and large, has really worked hard with you up there on it, and particularly some individuals that I've heard names that have really worked closely with you on it. So I don't know why they did this to you, but in any case, thanks a lot for all you guys do out there, and all you trail maintainers up and down the trail. Really appreciate everything you do to keep the trail open. Then we got two Helene-related closures that are probably the last two that are still closed, and that is the Creeper Trail. But of course, as we talked last week, the Creeper Trail is going to be opening March 31st. That should be good to go with no issues there. It's probably going to, right now, the contractor's about 2 weeks ahead of schedule. And so it's probably going to be open before March 31st, or not open, but ready to go before March 31st. But all the improvements there have involved a lot of dirt. And when you're doing a lot of compaction of dirt, you want to give it a chance. Even though you're compacting it with equipment, you want to give it a chance to settle. And so that's what they want to do. They want to give it a chance to settle over the winter and let it settle, from whatever the compaction is, they want to let it settle from there. And then they plan on opening up that 9.2 miles of the Creeper, which not all that 9.2 miles of the Creeper is shared treadway with the Appalachian Trail, but there are sections, and there's a detour in effect right now, and is still in effect up there around the damaged area of the Creeper until March 31st. And so I'll keep you posted. If I hear anything different up there about the date being extended out or maybe moved up, any of that. But in any case, that is really great news to hear about that. And then the other that's closure is still the Chestoa Bridge. So the Chestoa Bridge, of course, was washed out there in Irwin, still washed out. And they have not started, to my knowledge, rebuilding that yet. They have started redesigning it. It's going to be a completely new redesign with an observation area on a portion of it, and rather than just a sidewalk, and an actual walking area for hikers coming across that, because it is part of the ATC. And so the portion of the money from the state has been appropriated. I think the community has to kick in a little bit as well. Not sure how much that's going to be, or really define the resources for that. However, that is in the process, but it has not been rebuilt back yet. So that's still a detour. It is a tough detour in that it's very dangerous because it's a road walk on the road. It was a lot more dangerous earlier because all the trucks that were fixing the railroad were using that, where that detour was on part of that road walk. However, I think that railroad's now been fixed, and there's not as much truck traffic there. So somebody leave a comment from Irwin area if you know different, if I'm wrong about that or if I'm right about that. Want to make sure that we get the right information out there to people that are going to be hiking that. But in any case, that road walk stays in effect until that bridge is complete. And then Thru-hikers we got there on the trail. So Moose Man, he is out there on trail. Of course, he's without Songbird. He sends in his update.
Hey, Ramdino, Moose Man checking in here. We ventured into the Whites. We're on the top of Moosalaki here. Got American Dad, Rabbit, and Scooby. It's a little bit windy, but the trail's been awesome, and the people have been awesome, and we're off into the Whites and loving it. Take care, everybody.
Good to see that he wound up finding a tramley. That is very cool. And Songbird is rehabbing and hopes she'll be able to get up there and join him at least for the last part of his hike up there. And then Checklist, he sends in his update.
Hey Ramdino, it's Checklist coming to you from the summit of Mount Washington, the second highest point in the Appalachian Trail. I've been platinum blazing the Whites. I've stayed in 3 huts and I got 1 more to go. I stayed in Greenleaf, I stayed in Galehead, then I went to Shepley Bunkhouse, and I just stayed at Lonesome Lake Hut last night. Tonight, it's Madison. I'm 60 and I'm retired and make no apologies for platinum blazing. I'm really loving the Whites. Thanks for all you do, Ramdino.
Checklist, absolutely no apologies necessary. I can assure you, when I do the Whites up there, I'm going to platinum blaze, and I'm going to stay in those huts up there as well. That really looks like a fun thing to do. So, and then we got Trevor. He reports in from Mount Washington.
Hey Ramdino, reporting in here from Mount Washington. Amazing time the Whites are, having a great time. It's been a while since the last report, but doing good. Almost out of the Whites, and maybe in a couple days I will be, but having a great time. Just wanted to say hey, and thanks for all the trail updates and conditions. I like hearing about those each Sunday. So just saying hey, Retriever's doing well, and thank you a lot.
Appreciate that, Retriever. Retriever says that New Hampshire is a whole nother difficult level on the ATC. So you know what they say, by the time you get to New Hampshire, you've covered 80% of the trail, but only expended 20% of the energy it's going to take to finish. So that means you still got 80% of the energy to finish the trail once you get to New Hampshire. Yes, New Hampshire and Maine are a whole different animal than the rest of the trail. But he did say that water is everywhere, so the water is not an issue up there. We've had a lot of rain in that area. He says he's good to go. He did get to work for stay at Galen Hut, and he said he had several pounds of pulled pork. And he also said that apparently he's staying in the huts a little bit too, because he said the food has been good. He said actually been good in the huts, plural. So Very cool that he's got to say there. And I want to give a huge shout out to Retriever's parents, Mary and John. They are loyal viewers out there and supporting him. And so thanks a lot for supporting Retriever. I'm sure you're helping Spotter in some way, shape, or form, his significant other as well. But Mary and John, appreciate you watching. All right, let's move on to Prepper. So Prepper, of course, finished his section hike, the Appalachian Trail, and summited Katahdin. We had his video last week. And so now he is finishing up his through hike. So he'll have done the trail twice by the time he gets done with his through hike, and he has started back in earnest with that. So he is going through the section in Pennsylvania that he missed, and he sends his check in with a friend.
Hey Ramdino, look who I got here with me. Crazy Hair from the Lookout Hostel, my favorite hostel on the whole Appalachian Trail. So when I quit and then unquit in April, I came up here and Yard Sale and Crazy Hair hiked into the New Jersey with me. And now I am back at their place and hiking to the Pennsylvania-New Jersey border. And then I'll end my through hike at their hostel in probably mid-September. But anyway, I always look forward to having Crazy Hair out here with me and hiking. He's became a really good friend. I'm gonna let him give you the water update since Pennsylvania, this part of Pennsylvania, is so tricky.
Well, for the rest of the people coming through PA, as it's slowing down right now, we have good water at the lookout, which you can always fill up at.
The best.
8 miles north of the lookout, there's a water cache, which is pretty reliable, you can count on. And there's another water cache 20 miles from the lookout hostel, which is reliable. So.
And then we got a shelter. What's the name of that shelter?
Oh, George Outerbridge Shelter.
George Outerbridge Shelter. I was through there yesterday. No, it was a rain day yesterday, the day before yesterday. And there is a spring there, but it was just trickling. Maybe take you 30 minutes to fill up a liter. We did get about 1.5 inches of rain last night, so hopefully it's flowing a little bit better. But pay attention to your water sources. And as always, Ramdino, thanks for everything you do. Appalachian Trail 2.0, baby.
Have a good one.
Always good to hear from Crazy Hair. Of course, Crazy Hair and Yard Sale are the owners and proprietors of the Lookout Lodge or the Lookout Hostel there in Pennsylvania, on the northern end of Pennsylvania. Crazy Hair, as you know, I am going hiking in New York and Connecticut coming up the last week in August, and Crazy Hair is going to be joining us for part of that. So pumped up about getting a chance to hike with Crazy Hair. Never hiked with him before, so that ought to be a hoot, right? And then we got Spotter. She has made it to Connecticut. She says the huge rains has produced plenty of water on the trail. She also said that some of the water crossings where you have to ford have been rather high and a little on the sketchy side. But she says she's having an amazing time meeting lots of Nobos because she's Sobo, so she's running into the Nobo horde coming up through there. And she's just loving life right now. Even though she's Retriever, her and Retriever have separated and are getting further and further apart each step, each day. They are still keeping in touch and loving what they're doing out there. And then she checks in from the very last summit before she gets to Mama K.
Hey Ramdino, it's Sis with Hiking on a Prayer. Just made it to the top of Whitecap Mountain. I believe this will be the last official mountain before we summit Katahdin. Can't believe it. So hopefully the next update you'll get from me is from Mama K. Anyway, super thankful to be here. I wish I could give you a view from Mama K, but we are socked in. Still thankful to be here. Thanks for all that you do for the hiking community. Hope to check in with you next week with an amazing view. Take care and God bless.
Thanks, sis. You have been you have checked in so well each and every week with us. I don't know that you've missed a single week out there. So it's been so good to see her, and she's included her family on occasion, have checked in. And so and she just got such a spirit. Although I don't know if you noticed or not, you can just tell sometimes she sounded a little tired. Maybe she didn't get sleep last night, or maybe it's because she's hiked almost 2,198.6 miles, right? But in any case, her next summit looks like it's going to be Katahdin, and I cannot wait to see that, although I'm going to be a little sad when she summits. Not that because I'm so happy for her, but it's because I'm going to miss her. I'm going to miss those check-ins. I'm going to miss that spirit she has. And I know a lot of you out there are going to miss that spirit too. So thanks a lot, sis. We look forward to your summit, and looks like it's going to be coming up this week. And then Hog Country, he checks in.
Hey, Ramdino, Hog Country coming at you live. Hey, I'm out at getting ready to go through the presidentials. I'm at 1852. I'm standing here at the AMC Highland Center waiting on some of this weather to move through. But as you can see, it's getting pretty nasty out there. So anyway, just checking in.
And Mighty Mouse, she has checked in a few times with us. She checks in from a huge mile marker. Go ahead, Mighty Mouse.
Hi Ramdino, it is Mighty Mouse checking in. I checked in at the 500, the 1000. Guess where I am right now? Can you see it? It's pine cones. I'm at the 1500. I made it. I'm doing great. Nothing hurts right now. If I keep it under 20 miles a day, my feet are happy. I had plantar fasciitis. Took care of it, did a lot of stretching and resting, and now I just have to listen to them and not do 20 miles a day. But I am happy. Things are going great. I am so excited for the states that are ahead of me. This 1500 right now is in Connecticut. I've never hiked in the Northeast, so all this is new and I am loving it. If you want to follow me, you can go to Lori, Lori, Goes Hiking on YouTube. Talk to you guys later.
Oh, that is awesome. 1,500 miles. You are rocking it. Good job, Mighty Mouse. Thank you so much for the check-in out there. And it's so smart to listen to your body. I have been guilty of not doing that before and wrecking my feet because of it. So good job doing that, Mighty Mouse. We look forward to your continued updates. And don't wait to the 2,000 mark. Give us one at 1,700 or 1,750. How about that? Okay. Now, we got Piercy. He checks in. Piercy's not been sending any type of social media, any kind of videos to us, but Piercy has been out there on trail, but he has made it to Bennington, Vermont. However, he's had some issues. Looks like he's had some issues with his feet, and he is going to be getting off trail for a minimum of a week and see if he can get those things healed up and then get back out there on trail. So we'll keep you posted on Piercy. Summits that we had happen out there since our last update. Murder Leg, he summited and he sends in his summit update.
Hey Ramdino, this is Murder Leg. Just got home from summiting Katahdin, but we are here celebrating 2,198 miles of finishing the AT.
Yay! Cynthia, Isabel, Gage, this was for you.
Hey Ramdino, it's Big T. Big T, not on the AT right now. I got some incredibly good news. You know, all of us who thru-hiked the AT this year, we come home, and that's where I am now. I'm at home, and we kind of go through some downtime after being on trail for so long and kind of trying to find ourselves again and get going again. Well, I've got some good news. A lot of us thru-hikers met Graybeard on the trail. Graybeard is attempting to be the oldest thru-hiker at 91 years old. Well, he's in Maine finishing up his hike, and I contacted Graybeard and asked him could I help in any way, and I am headed back to Maine to help him as he summits Katahdin in August. What an opportunity, what a thrilling day it's going to be for me to be able to go back and hike Katahdin again. Just thought I would share that with all your viewers too, that Graybeard is almost done and getting there, and it's going to be, I'm going to get to be his photographer, so I'll be doing a lot of filming of him going up Katahdin. Should be a great day. Look forward to it, and I'll be sure and share with you that video once we're done. But I'm looking forward to being there on Katahdin again, and especially watching Graybeard wind up a thru hike at 91 years old. He's such an incredible guy. I think A lot of people met him that are through hiking. Everybody I know met him and got pictures with him. So everybody that's been through hiking this year has been around Graybeard at some point or another. Just thought I'd share that with you. Thanks for all you do, Ramdino, with the AT community. Is such a fun thing to watch your videos and see and keep up with everybody that's hiking, and for you to give us information about the trail. Thank you.
That's awesome, Big T. 91 years old. Man, I hope I'm just vertical when I'm 91 years old. How about just vertical on a regular basis when I'm 91 years old? That is awesome. So that is neat that you're getting a chance to do that, and we cannot wait to get that epic update, final update from Graybeard up there on the summit of Mount Katahdin. Thanks a lot for taking us along with him. Folks, head on over to here, this video here, and my video that I talked about, the murderer of Stronghold getting out, maybe getting his freedom, and what you can do to possibly help stop that. Head on over to that. Leave a comment down below if you got anything out of this. Subscribe and share this channel. Help me build the hiker community, not only amongst people that are hikers out there, but amongst people that have never hiked before and want to get out there and do that and become part of that. Folks, that's all I've got this week. As always, appreciate you, and we hope to see you out there.